Sorry, I'm getting my headset on. All right, so now you can hear me. Just finished my ride. We'll get Oreo intact. There's on the tripod. There's Oreo. Yep, here he is. He's already turned the lights on. That was very polite of him. Duende's adding to the collection, huh? Yeah. I know you wait for your cookie. You wait for your cookie. Go have cookie. Have cookie. Has to have his cookie. No, it's so good. Ride around like the birds. That was still a little swishy, but it was good enough to ride on the inches of rain since October. It's a lot of rain from Northern California. Everybody's having a wonderful Saturday. Take care of your mental health. Whatever circumstances in the U.S. If you have any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. I'll try to answer them while I'm taken care of. He's partially clipped, that's why he's different colors. It's going to be warm by Thursday, so we're going to take the rest of his hair off this weekend. So that way he's nice and comfortable when the warm temperatures come. I'm just getting my saddle situated. He's sitting there. Hi, thanks for coming. If you have any questions, let me know. This is Oreo. He is technically a 6-year-old PRE, pure Spanish horse, because we just passed it. He's turning the lights on and off. You see that? He's turning the lights on and off. He's a pure Spanish horse, and we do dressage. He'll be 6 years old officially in May, but as of all horses turn, oops, sorry, you probably can't hear me. All horses turn the next year in January, but his official birthday isn't until May. So he'll be 6 in May on Mother's Day or the roundabouts. My helmet. As I was saying, he's partially clipped. So this is, my trainer's giving me a hard time. He doesn't like to clip. But anyway, he's partially clipped. We're going to take the rest of it off later this weekend, maybe tomorrow, because it's supposed to be 68 degrees by Thursday. So he's going to be pretty warm. Cookie. It's going to be pretty warm if we don't get the rest of his hair off. Since he's in full work, so we don't want to getting too sweaty and overheated. Okay, so we're gonna do our stretches. So after we're done riding, we do our stretches. So these are to make sure that he's not tight on his neck. Oh, got pops in his neck. Yeah, you got pops in your neck. I heard it. Side to side, stretch his neck. And do a hip tuck. So we're doing quite a bit with his belly and his bum. His training. He's doing a lot of collective work right now. So I'm going to make sure that he's doing good. He's doing good. All right, so those were the stretches. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Oreo's a tricky guy. He's I've had him since he was a yearling, and he's been pretty tricky. But now that we're into the harder work in the collection, he's actually happier. So it's like the easy stuff was boring him maybe. I don't know. That's a hip tuck, so that there's a pressure point here that you activate on the bum. Oh, you probably couldn't see it. But you couldn't see it. You have to move you. You couldn't see your bum. Okay. Alright. So, let's see. Can you see the bum? Yeah, you can see the bum. So, right here, there's a pressure point. And we activate that, and it lifts us back. Yes. I know. Do it on both sides. Just keep down. Whoops. Oh, goodness. Oh. And then lift the belly here underneath. So activate his abs. And, so we do that after every ride just to make sure that he's feeling good in his body. We don't have any obvious issues going on. Hello, thanks for coming. Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, stomach problems in a horse is bad. Can be quite lethal, actually. There's an Olympic rider in Germany that just lost a horse. They're ruling out causes at this point. It was pretty bad. They thought it was one condition, it was something else. But, yeah, horses are expensive. When they have a problem, it's very expensive. I try to make sure that I do as much preventative as possible, because I want to make sure that my athlete feels his best and can perform his best. I also want to make sure that he's healthy. I also think I want to prevent vegetables, because vegetables are extremely expensive for the large animal. They're bad enough with dogs and cats. Just take that up about 10 times. For a horse. So this is a wicking sheet. This is a wicker. So it wicks the moisture away from his body. He's got a little sweat here and there. So this will soak up whatever sweat he's got on him. And then he's got his sheet that goes on over top. And that's because it'll keep the body warmth in. It's not real heavy, it's a thin sheet with no insulation. So the wicker will give them a little bit of insulation, because it's supposed to be cold again tonight. It was 34 degrees this morning, so it was a little cold. So I wanted to make sure that he's got his jacket on. And then this is the sheet. It's got a liner, and then that's the cover. get some grooming probably tomorrow. Take the rest of the hair off his legs and his back and everything else. We're doing lessons 3 days a week now, so we're trying to advance his training. He seems to be enjoying it, making some good progress, which is nice. High hopes for continuing to further his education to the advanced levels. Yeah, that's Oreo. Oh, you subbed? Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I've neglected to say, yeah, don't forget the thumbs up thing and the subscribing. That really helps the channel. We're trying to get the watch hours up to eventually get the channel to monetize, quite honestly, because I have a lot of videos on my channel, and it'd be really nice to have them actually earn a little bit of money to pay for my horse shows because they're expensive. Yeah, the horse shows have gotten to be outrageously expensive. They're like $1,000 for a weekend. That's just entries. That's not, you know, the RV space, the diesel to get there. It's just absolutely appalling. I mean, even the schooling shows, they're charging to haul in. Well, how are you going to get to the schooling show unless you're stabled at the barn? Of course you're going to haul in. So then I have the cost of diesel hauling in, and then they're going to charge me for a haul-in fee to go to a schooling show, which is going to cost me, you know, $300. Come on. It's gotten just ridiculous. So, sorry, that's my little soapbox. It's for another day. But anyway, yeah, so I figured I was done riding, and then I'd come in here and get Oreo sorted out, and and that way he can munch on his hay, and I gotta get my boots off, so you can watch him munch on his hay for a minute. I want to get my boots off. I've got everything here in the barn. I took it all out of the trailer. We're doing lessons 3 days a week, so I haven't been putting it back in the tech building. We are trying to get as much education done as possible. Catch up with other riders. We're doing some more stuff. We're going to be showing in March, so we are skipping the January show, which is in 2 weeks. We're really hoping to go to that show, but it's fine. We're skipping that one because my trainer's going to the Netherlands. They're looking to buy a horse for a future U.S. dressage team horse. For a 5-year-old, it's been started that they can develop for the teams. The teams would be like Nations Cup, games, stuff like that. Oreo is a boy. Both of them are boys. So this is my other boy. That is Duende. Duende is 2 years old. Yes, you're 2 years old. You're 2 years old. He's big. Yes, he's a big boy. He's a big, big baby. Big baby, yes, you are. But he's 2 years old. He's going to start his education in October, November of this year. So he's got time to hang out and be a horsey. He goes with us every other Friday, or when I have a day off, essentially. He goes with me to the trainer, and we do some groundwork lunging with him, just to keep him ticking over. He's not doing much other than growing. We're trying to get some weight off him. He's a little fat. Yes, I know you're fat. He's a little fat. So, so Oreo right now, his registered name is Leende Oscuro, which means dark legend. I named him, and I was kind of going for like Dark Knight but it didn't translate properly into Spanish. It didn't sound right. So then I went with Dark Legend. There's actually a pretty famous dressage stallion named Dark Legend. Just so happens that wasn't my inspiration, but it just sort of happened that way. So anyway, that's his name is León de Oscuro, and he is American born. He was bred by a lady in Washington State, and his mother and him ended up in Southern California. His registered name is León de Oscuro, and his barn name is Oreo. His barn name is Oreo because he is smoky black, so he only has one gene for black. So he's black with a cream gene. So like two cookies and the white in between the two cookies, So anyway, that's how he got his name. And I thought it was funny, so I kept it. He came with the name Oreo, so I kept it. It was funny. So anyway, his father is a Perlino that is in Nevada. That last I knew was the 3rd level. His mother is a chestnut, so chestnut Perlino, and we got a smoky black. He has a full brother that is a Palomino that is at the same place down in Southern California. Your name's, we have a cat named Shadow. And then my other horse, he came with his registered name. He's in there stuffing his face. That is Duende de Marengo. So he comes from Rancho El Marengo, and they're in Murrieta, down in Southern California, Temecula, that area, Murrieta. And I think they have vineyards and stuff. They grow wine and whatever. But anyway, they have all the Spanish horses, and they're very high-end, well-bred show horses. They have a stable in Spain. They have some in Mexico and also in California. So yeah, I'm a dressage rider, so I predominantly ride English. I have ridden Western, it's not my thing. I like the technical development in dressage. I like that sort of high-level, intricate, nuanced, detailed type stuff. So it's just me. I'm a data analyst, so it's what I do. So I like that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Any version can be dangerous depending on what you're riding. Oreo, quite frankly, is or has been essentially a dangerous horse. He is extremely backwards thinking. His go-to is no, and he will push through pressure. He didn't respect pressure for a long time. He's reared, he's kicked out, he's bolted on and off. So, and a lot of that is young horse. When you're developing a young horse, especially a sport horse, which is what he is, you're not going to put a beginner, intermediate, or an unskilled rider on something like this. This is the sport car version of riding. This is not a simple trail horse. So this is the type of horse where you have to have people around you that help you. Bye, thanks for coming. Make sure to do the thumbs and the subscribe thing and all the stuff and things. I always forget that. I appreciate it. But yeah, with a horse like this, he has been very, very difficult and tricky to develop because he is a high-end, very hot-headed, reactive horse. Pretty hot-headed, reactive, says no, very opinionated. Oh, that would be wonderful. Yeah, hey, spread the word. That'd be super. But yeah, this horse, he seems fine now. I mean, you see him, he's like very sweet and very nice. Of course, he's got his ears back right now, but, oh, he's making it. You making an offering? He's making an offering. My bad timing. I guess he'll talk to me when he's done with his offering. But at least with him, is that he will warn you when he's gonna do something not safe. So generally, will you move your bum? Excuse you. Can you go the other way? Thank you. He'll generally pin his ears, hunch his back, and get really tense and kind of like angry. And then he'll blow. We've gotten him now to the point, thank goodness for the young trainer that I work with. They're young and skilled enough to help me through the dangerous sections with him. And we've now got him to the point where they've been able to push him, because the horse gets tense. Horses get tense. You go to a show, they get tense, they hunch up. The difference with him is that he gets explosive. So he had to learn to deal with the tension and work through the tension to get to relaxation. And so we've been working on this. He went to boot camp in June for 4 weeks. He went to another 2 weeks recently, before Christmas. He did another 2 weeks to get him over that problem with blowing up and saying no and trying to launch me into orbit and the whole thing. So we got him through that. We also added the running martingale. So we've added the running martingale just to give me a little bit of support. So like if he wanted to, the thing with rearing is they get their head up and then the body comes up and then you're toast. So to keep him from getting up above the bit and bracing and trying to run off and do all these crazy things, we went to the running martingale. So that just gives me a little bit of leverage on the reins so that way I can pull him around. My trainer's 40 years younger than me. So, so I needed some extra tools to kind of help me through this. And we started with them really short, and then I let them out this last week. So they're one hole longer, and then probably next week or the week after we'll go another hole longer. So they're barely interfering with the rein at all. It's just there if I need the support to get him to stay with me. He's already much better. The last couple weeks we've been going 3 days a week, and the training has just excelled. Now we're doing counter canter around the full arena, and actually asking for the counter canter out of walk, which I've never done. I didn't know that he was at that stage, so my trainer showed me how to do it, and then I had to do it a couple times because I wasn't sure I did it right here, but I did do it today. So we got counter canter out of a walk, which counter canter is like if you're cantering on the correct lead around like this way on your right lead, what you do is you're on the left lead cantering to the right. That's your counter canter. So it's a balancing exercise. It's also an obedience exercise to stay in the counter canter, to maintain your balance the whole way around the arena when you're on the wrong lead, essentially. So we've been doing that. We've been sitting him up for the pirouette canter, so we can do 3 to 4 steps now in a quarter pirouette on the turns on the box that we do, which you get the quarter pirouette in 4th level test 3 and at PRE St. George, which is an FEI test. That's the beginning of the big tour, the big and small tour, the bigger tests, the more advanced tests. So we're getting that level of training now on a horse that's only competed at training in 1st level. So yeah, we struggled at training in 1st level, and because we had all this behavior. So now that we've gotten the behavior addressed, and now he's willingly and happily working, which is fantastic for me, makes my job a lot easier. And now that we're throwing all these different exercises at him, he seems much happier. So he's got a very busy brain, he's very hot-headed, and I think by changing all the exercises up and having all these things for him to do, he's happier. And I'm happy that he's happier. Whether he was bored, at the training level, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. So you can't always say, oh, you need to stay at a certain level until you reach a certain score. We were already getting 65 to 67 68, something like that, at training level, here and there, not consistently, but he's gotten them here and there. But it's pointless for me to stay at that level because there's not a lot of forgiveness. There's a very few components in that test, and if you screw up like your geometry on a couple circles, you already put yourself down to like a borderline 60. What's the point? You know, so I wanted to move him up. My goal this year is to show at second level and to qualify for the regional adult competition at first and second. I've already qualified at first. The California Dressage Society Horse of the Year, I've already qualified at first. And I need to do USDF, this Dressage Federation. I need to qualify at first and second. So, and I want to do second level at all those competitions. Now, those competitions are in June and September, and there is purse money. It's not a lot. Don't get excited. It's like if you're in the top 5 or the top 10, you get like $100. But it's more than just a ribbon. So that makes me excited. Like I have a chance to actually make money on a test. You know, like the show jumpers, they make a ton of money. So yeah, I was like, okay, I'll qualify for all these things. And I'm trying to make sure that all the training's there and everything's ready to go. So that way when we go to the show, we do the test, he's going to score right away. We're not going to have to go 4 or 5 times. That we're going to go, we're going to get our scores, boom, boom, boom. And then all we have to do from there is continue our training, prepare for those regional and national events, and then move on, hopefully in the fall. My trainer's not as optimistic as I am, but he's thinking next spring-ish for third level. So I am more optimistic. I'm thinking we maybe have a shot if we start doing the lead changes this spring, summer, that we'll be able to do third level in October, November. That may be too optimistic, but you're pulling lotion on your that's funny. But yeah, so those are kind of the goals that we're looking at doing this year. Maybe too optimistic, I don't know. I think it's within our wheelhouse. I have thoughts that he can do it. I've actually, so as difficult as he has been to train, and my trainer told me flat out one day, he said, he is abusing you. So my horse has been doing elder abuse. So anyway, he's been abusing me. But I believed in him enough because I've seen enough very high-end competition horses that are very difficult to develop as youngsters. This is why you don't see all the top horses. You don't see them with training videos and stuff on Instagram or anywhere else because they don't want you to see what they had to go through to get them to the other side, because it's not fun. And you know, you're dealing with a very high energy, very talented, very athletic animal. And it sounds like my husband's home. Yep, I can hear his radio from here. He has let's see if he's out here. He has a Harley Davidson trike, and he's got a sound system in it, and he hasn't been able to ride his bike or his trike since oh, he's in the garage already. He hasn't been able to ride his trike since Thanksgiving, since before Thanksgiving when we got all that nasty weather. So, but anyway, yeah, so I've believed in his talent. I have been his cheerleader, even though he's been abusing me. I've believed in his talent. So we're now starting to see we're starting to see the fruits of that labor and that effort. So yeah, it's starting to get fun. So I haven't been told that he's abusing me lately, so that's good. I don't know. But anyway, he hasn't been abusing me lately, so that's good. And I have to remind my trainer every so often, I'm like 3 times your age. Put things in perspective, you know, so that always cracks him up. So then he teases me and he goes, he goes, come on, Grandma. And I go, excuse me. so, so this is kind of the way things go when you're training horses. It's really funny. But yeah, my trainer is very talented, and he is currently an under 25. See, look, see, he's being mean, putting his ears back. I told you he abuses me. Elder abuse. Anyway, so my trainer is a under 25 rider. So he rides I2, the international I2 international. It's a intermediate 2 level, which is just before Grand Prix, and then he rides a modified Grand Prix test in the under 25 competition. He also rides straight Grand Prix as well, and he was qualified to show at Aachen last year in Germany. I see you. I do. I see you. He's giving me the meanie look. Oh, he put his ears up. Oh, very good. Put his ears back. He did qualify to go as a under 25 rider to Aachen, Germany last year. The problem is that they didn't sponsor the team, so you had to pay your own way. That's kind of expensive. So yeah, well, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Bye. So he didn't go last year. There was a couple other riders that had enough sponsorship, individual wealth to be able to afford to go. So there was like 3 riders that did go. He didn't, because he wasn't going to pay for that. He is trying to qualify to go this year to Aachen, which it would be a sponsored, a U.S. Dressage sponsored team, which means they would pay for the shipping and all the stuff. So it's very expensive. The shipping, I think, is probably about 14 grand. I mean, it's not cheap. It's very expensive. That's just the shipping. Then you gotta, train when you go over there, and you gotta have a barn to stay at, and transportation, and it's a heavy lift. Another rider that we know locally, I see you. You give me dirty looks. Her name is Janae Vaughn, and she's down in the Sacramento area. She went to Basel, Switzerland last year. She qualified for the World Cup, so she went to Basel last year. She also had to pay her own way. Fortunately, she was in a position that she could do that, but that's not ideal. And she has been winning down in Temecula, and she's been going second place to an Olympic horse that they bought, that somebody bought for a rider in Florida. So she drove from California to Florida, and she's been down there campaigning in the big shows down in Wellington, trying to qualify for the big events too. So everybody's trying to position themselves for the Olympics in 28. So there's a lot of, we do have riders in my area that are looking to do that. My coach is, like I said, going to an event in the Netherlands in 2 weeks to buy a future team horse, which would be a horse that they can do like Nations Cup, maybe Olympics, in the future, stuff like that. So it'd be after like 2030, stuff like that. So, but yeah, you have to plan years in advance and hope everything goes to plan, and it may not. And go tango uniform at any time. Would you like to go back to your bed? Are you done with me? He looks like he's done with me. All right. Well, I will put him to bed. And you can see Duende in the background there. I will put Mr. Oreo to bed. He's had enough. And I will see you guys later. Thanks for coming. Make sure to do the thumbs up thing, the subscribe thing, all the stuff and things. You guys know what to do. Anyway, thanks for coming. And thanks for listening to me chat after my ride.